Good morning, students of class 10. Welcome back to the online classes now. Let's continue our lesson in English, the 100 dresses part 2. In our previous class, we have learnt that Wanda's papa sent a letter to Miss Mason saying that Wanda will not come to her class anymore. They were moving to another big city where there are more funny names. So now, while Miss Mason was reading the letter, you see what happened. A deep silence met the reading of this letter by Miss Mason. While Miss Mason was reading the letter, there was a deep silence. All the students were listening to the letter attentively. As well as they were quite scared. It must be a complaint. So now those who teased Wanda will get punishment. They were scared about that. So everybody listened carefully and they looked at each other's face, the students of room number 30. She took off her glass after reading. She took off her glass, blew them, took her handkerchief, white handkerchief, and rubbed them up, clean them, and put on. She took off her glass, blew on them, and wiped them with her handkerchief and put them on again. Then she looked at the class. All the students were looking at Miss Mason. Now what she is going to say? She looked at the class. Number 3. When she spoke, when Miss Mason started speaking, her voice was very low. She was feeling very, very sad because one of her students was leaving the school, will not come. So she felt very sad. But she did not show her sadness. But her voice could make out. Due to her voice, one could make out that she is very upset as well as sad. When she spoke, her voice was very low. She said, she took positively. She did not scold the students. But she said in a different manner so that the students will think. I am sure that none of the students from room number 13, would purposely, knowingly and deliberately, deliberate means by force, deliberately hurt anyone's feelings. I hope you have not done that, because it is very bad to hurt others' feelings. So, I am sure that none of the students from room number 13 have purposely or deliberately hurt anyone's feelings because of unfamiliar names, because of unfamiliar and long names. I don't think you must have done that. Miss Mason knew these children have done this, but she said, I hope you have not done that. It's very bad to hurt others' feelings because of their unfamiliar and long names. I'm sure you have not done that purposely and deliberately. She further said, number 4, she means Miss Mason. Miss Mason further said, I prefer to think. Prefer means like. I like to think. I prefer to think that what was said in a thoughtfulness. I prefer to think that whatever you have said, whatever it is said, she did not point it out, you. I prefer to think that whatever is said in a thoughtless manner. This is a very unfortunate thing to have happened. This should not have happened. This is very unfortunate because one of our students is leaving. And what impression she took from here? What her parents must be thinking? So she was feeling very bad and said, this is a very unfortunate thing to have happened, as well as very sad. So it is very sad and unfortunate thing to have happened, especially in room number 13 in my class, she said. And all the students realized their mistakes. Oh yes, we have done that. Now we should not have done that. It's something very bad. They realized she did not scold it, but she said the same thing in a different manner so that student will realize and correct their mistakes and not make that same mistake again. She means Miss Mason, still we are talking about Miss Mason, she is speaking to the class. She wanted all the students to think about it. She wanted the students to think about their actions. She did not point it out to them, but she said. Number 6, Maddie could not put her mind on her work. After that, they had the class, the first period only. Madeline, Peggy's best friend. Maddie could not concentrate on her studies. She could not put her mind on her work. She was thinking, and she felt herself very guilty. She had a very sick feeling. She had a very, very sick feeling. She blamed herself. It is my fault. I should have stopped Peggy not to tease Wanda. I should have asked her, stop teasing Wanda about 100 dresses, 100 shoes, about this and that. It's my fault. Maddie began to feel. She had a very sick feeling. She had not enjoyed listening to Peggy. But she remained quiet and silent. She never spoke against it. This means supported. She never spoke anything. So naturally she supported Peggy. But she kept quiet and felt guilty. She felt guilty. It is due to her mistake. It is due to her that Wanda hasn't come, and she must be feeling very bad because she was a very poor girl, just like Maddie. Maddie herself was very poor. She was wearing Peggy's dress. So that's why other students did not felt much, but Madeline felt very, very much. She felt very bad, as if it was happening to her. So we'll continue in our next class. That's all for today. So stay safe at home, do your regular studies, go to the online portal every day. It will not take long time, so that you will understand everything very clearly. You don't have to mug it up all the time. Remember all the question answer. You should only know the whole story, understand, so that you will be able to write anything, whatever is being asked. So that's all for today. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you for watching the video.